Barack, first of all, I'm the mayor from Duryea, and I welcome you to Duryea.
Oh, good to see you, Mr. Mayor.
My question to you.
Good thing I called on him, huh?
My question to you is, what do you have in store for our volunteer fire departments, volunteer ambulance associations? The borough really can't afford to give them any more money, turning into maybe paid fire departments or ambulance associations.
Well, it's a great question. You know, Bob Casey and I were traveling to Lancaster yesterday, and we met up with some volunteer firefighters, took a picture. And Bob told me something that was very interesting, which is outside of the really big cities here in Pennsylvania, almost all the fire departments are volunteer, which is pretty unique. I mean, maybe there are a few other states like that, but for a state of this size, that's pretty unique. And I think it's a wonderful tradition because it's part of that thing that stitches us together as communities and as neighborhoods. And it's that spirit of service that's been at the heart of what America's all about. So my instinct is that the big problem with a volunteer firefighting service is just equipment. I mean, you need the equipment, you need the facilities. And what I'd like to do is to work with the Homeland Security Department to find out what we can do to work with volunteer firefighters in particular. But the truth is, we've still got a problem. We have not done everything we can for first responders generally, whether they're paid or volunteer. A lot of firefighters still are not equipped. We're asking more of them. They're the front lines in our battle against terrorism, but we're not always giving them the equipment they need. And in some cases, I've got to be honest, sometimes we're allocating resources from Homeland Security based on politics as opposed to based on risk. I mean, the truth is that you've got population centers, and you know, in the Northeast, you've just got more population and more targets, and there's more risk. And you know, in some places like Wyoming, I love Wyoming; it's a beautiful place, but there just aren't a lot of targets for terrorists. I mean, people aren't going to go out in the middle of, you know, the prairie and just blow up some grass. You know what I mean? So we've got to make a decision about where we're putting our resources, which should be much more risk-based than it currently is. And that, I think, could actually help in some areas, and I believe, including this one. But you know what? This is probably a good place to just wrap up by saying this. You know, ultimately, budgets are all about priorities. You know, where you put your money, that gives you a sense of what you think is important. If you say that you're for energy independence, but that's not what you support, then you're not really for energy independence. If you say that you care about the struggles of middle-class families and what they're going through, but our budget doesn't reflect giving help to middle-class families in the form of tax cuts or help on health care or making college more affordable, then you don't really care about it. You're just talking about it. And that's what we saw over the last 3 days. And look, I know that I'm not your typical presidential candidate. All right, I just want to be honest with people. I know that. And I know that the temptation is to say, you know what, the guy hasn't been there that long in Washington. You know, he's got a funny name. You know, we're not sure about him. And that's what the Republicans, when they say this isn't about issues, it's about personalities, what they're really saying is we're going to try to scare people about Barack. So we're going to say that, you know, maybe he's got Muslim connections, or we're going to say that, you know, he hangs out with radicals, or he's not patriotic. Just making stuff up. Or that he never has gotten anything done, even though over the last 20 years I've given health care to kids who didn't have it, tax relief people who needed it, passed laws to prevent nuclear proliferation. They'll make you, they're trying to make you unsure about me. I just have to remind you, Or he's going to take your guns away. That's a big one, right? I just have to, I have to say to you, look, I'm not perfect. But the one thing people can't deny is for my entire adult life, I've been fighting for folks like you. I've been fighting for you. Ordinary, middle-class families and working families, helping them get ahead.